Hello students, welcome back for the part 5 session. Subject Advanced Financial Accounting, chapter name Branch Accounts for BCom second sem students. In the previous sessions we have learned about to solve the illustrations under cost price as well as invoice price. In today's sessions we are going to see some more illustration. Let us start with the first one. Sagar traders of Sagar operate a branch at Mysore. Goods are invoiced to the branch at 20% profit on sales. You are supposed to take 20 divided by 100. Branch is advised to deposit cash every day into the head office account, and payment are made by the head office except petty expenses which are met by the branch manager. So only petty expenses will be paid by branch manager, that we are supposed to deduct from the income what they have generated while taking the closing balance of petty cash. From the following particulars, prepare branch account to ascertain profit or loss at the branch. Then we have stock on 1/1/2014 15,000. Petty cash we have balance of 300. Debtors 8,500. Furniture we have opening balance 2,000. Cash sales 56,000. Total sales 88,000. By using these two we can find out credit sales. So total sales is 88,000. If I minus 56,000, I'll get a balance of credit sales. Then we have cash from debtors. Goods sent to branch. Discount allowed. Petty expenses 360. Goods returned by branch 1,000. Salary due on 31/12/2014, that is 400. That means we have a liability. Salary due is nothing but outstanding amount. Outstanding expenditure, this is nothing but liability, but we don't have any opening balance of salary due. We have only closing balance of salary due, that will be considered on closing liability. Payment made by the head office for rent and salary, so this is the expenditure which will be made by branch, and for that head office has sent in money, that is for rent and salary. Furniture bought on 1/7/2014, they have also bought furniture. For that they will give money, that is the head office will give money. And then stock on 31/12/2014, we have closing stock. Bills receivable. Bills receivable is an asset. Bills payable is a liability. So we have a closing balance of asset that will be considered, but we don't have any bills receivable opening balance. Then we have sale of furniture on 1/7/2014. So it is sold for 900, but the book value of that is 950. And it is also sold in the middle of the year, so it is also an income. This income we can consider as income generated by the branch itself, that will be added to the income. Then depreciation we have 10%. Apart from this, you need to see one information here. As we are having petty cash, opening balance as 300, but we don't have any closing balance of petty cash. And also they have said petty expenses which will be paid by branch manager itself. So here in the illustration, they had an opening balance of petty cash 300. They have spent money to petty expenses 360. It is exceeded. So 60 rupees they will take from the income what they have generated. So while at the closing balance of petty cash, it will be nil. There will be no cash which will be at the end of the year. So petty cash closing balance will be nil, but whatever the exceeded amount is there, that will be deducted from the income generated by the branch. In the illustration, we don't have any closing balance of debtors. For that reason, we are supposed to prepare memorandum of debtors account. And first, let what items will come under that memorandum of debtors account. So first let us mark it, then we can take those items under debtors account and we can find out the closing balance of debtors. First, you can see opening balance of debtors will come under memorandum of debtors account. Then we have credit sales that we are supposed to take by deducting total sales minus cash sales. Then cash from debtors we are supposed to take, and then discount allowed will come under that. Apart from that, we have bills receivable. So bills receivable also is related to debtors, that is we are going to take under memorandum of debtors account. Okay, this is the format. We are supposed to enter those items under this. Let us take first one. Opening balance of debtors of amount 8,500. Then we have in the illustration credit sales we are supposed to take, and here cash sales and total sales we have. From total sales we can minus cash sales, we'll get credit sales, that is 88,000 minus 56,000 will get 32,000. Then we have cash from debtors. So this is the amount collected from customers, 28,000 to 500. So that cash we have taken. Then a discount allowed is also there, 250, that we are supposed to take on the credit side. Apart from that, we have bills receivable, which is on the closing day. This should be taken on the credit side. Bills receivable received 2,000. And apart from that, we don't have any other information related to debtors account. Then we can put nil for other items, and we can find out the total will be more on debit side. Same total on credit side, we'll get a closing balance of 9,750. Let us start with the branch account preparation. Branch head office heading is Sagar Traders, head office name, and a branch which is located in Mysore. And also we have a financial year starting from 1/1/2014 to end on 31/12/2014. As you can see here in the books of Sagar Traders, head office 1/1/2014 to 31/12/2014, Mysuru branch account for the year ending 31/12/2014. So first, always we are going to start from debit side by recording opening assets. In the illustration, we have opening balances on 1/1/2014 with a starting of stock on 1/1/2014 with the amount of rupees 15,000. Next, we are going to record with debtors. On the opening balance, we have 8,500. So debtors at branch 8,500. And then we have opening balance of petty cash. So petty cash at branch with the amount of rupees 300. Then we have opening balance of furniture on 1/1/2014, amount of rupees 2,000. And apart from this, in the illustration, we don't have any other opening assets. And we are supposed to record with the opening liabilities, as we don't have any opening liabilities, and that will be also nil. You can see we don't have any opening liabilities, but we have a closing liability. Don't confuse for that. And we are going to record with goods sent to branch. As in the illustration, we have goods sent to branch, amount of rupees 80,000, which will be recorded. And if we are having any returns, if the branch is sending goods to head office, that will be deducted. We have that also with the amount of 1,000, totally 79,000. Then we need to record with the bank account whatever the expenditure which will be made by branch. For that, if the head office send money, that will be recorded. First, we are supposed to take payment made by the head office for rent and salary. We have this is the expenditure which will be sent by the head office in order to meet expenditure for branch. That we are going to take 2,400 as well as 4,200. Apart from this, we have one more expenditure in the middle of the year, that is they have purchased furniture. That is also an expenditure for branch, but that will be paid by head office. All the expenditure will be paid by head office except petty cash. That is the reason it is an additional expenditure we are supposed to take. So furniture amount of rupees 1,600 is an expenditure. That is the reason I'm adding it. Apart from that, we don't have any other expenditure which is made by branch, which will be given by the head office. Then we are going to record with the bank account on the credit side, that is the remittance. In the illustration, they have not given directly the money which is sent to head office. If they have mentioned the amount of remittance which is sent by the branch, then we can record that directly into the account. But we don't have that in the illustration. That is the reason we need to take two incomes. One is cash sales, as we are having cash sales of 56,000, that we are supposed to record. Then we have cash received from debtors. In the illustration, cash from debtors, we have an amount of rupees 28,100 that we need to record. Then apart from this, we have one more income in the illustration. As I told you in the starting itself, sale of furniture. By selling the furniture, they are getting some income. That is amount of rupees 900. So that income will be also considered, because that is also an income which is generated by branch. 900. Totally they got an income of 85,400. Now we need to deduct if any expenditure which is not given by the head office. As I told you, petty expenses they are not giving. They had a petty cash balance in the starting itself 300, but they have spent petty expenses as 360. So 60 rupees is extra. That extra money which need to be deducted from the total income what they have collected. As you can see, opening balance of petty cash is 300, and then they have spent petty expenses 360. That 60 rupees will be taken as expenditure which need to be deducted from the total income what the branch is earned. So I'm deducting that, and totally I'll get the amount of 85,340 which is remitted to head office. Then I need to close the assets, as I have started with the stock at branch. Stock at branch closing balance they have already given 12,000, and then debtors at branch, as we have find it out, closing balance 9,750 we are supposed to take. Then we have petty cash at branch. As I told you, petty cash opening balance is 300, and they have spent money 360 rupees. 300 minus 360, extra 60 rupees we have already deducted from the income. That is the reason 300 minus 300 it will be nil. So at the year of the end they will not have any petty cash balance. Then we need to take furniture at branch. Furniture closing balance we need to calculate separately, because as you can see in the illustration, we have a sale of an asset in the year, purchase of a new asset in the year, and also we have depreciation. That is the reason it should be calculated separately, and then we can calculate the closing balance. I have calculated separately as a working note calculation of closing balance of furniture. First we are supposed to take the opening balance on the opening day. Furniture value on the opening day we had 2,000. Then we are supposed to add if any new purchases has purchased in between the year. So we have one new purchase. As you can see, furniture bought on 1/7/2014 1,600. So I'm entering that also. It is a new purchase which is added. That is the reason I'm adding it. Then we are supposed to less if any assets are sold. Here also we have one asset which is sold. As you can see, sale of furniture on 1/7/2014 900 with a book value of 950. So we are supposed to take always the book value, not the sale amount, as we are recording under books of accounts. So book value is 950. And one more thing, we can't take the value of 950 of that furniture, because it is the value at the date of 1/7/2014. We required the value which is on the date of 1/1/2014. So that value we are supposed to take. So during this period the depreciation also may included on that. So we need to exclude the depreciation and we need to take the whole amount. So that is the reason I have calculated separately. That is 950 is the value which is on the day of 1/7/2014. Then I have multiplied depreciation rate 10%. So we got depreciation of 95. We need to exclude that. That is nothing but we need to take the whole amount from that. So I am taking the whole amount as 950 into I required with the full amount on 1/1/2014, that is 100% value I required, divided by we have only 95% of value, equals 1000 will be the sale of that furniture value on 1/1/2014. So as I am taking that value as 1000. Then after taking that 1000 value we are supposed to add with 1600 and we are supposed to minus with 1000. So we will get a depreciable value as 2600. Then I need to calculate a depreciation rate. For that they have already mentioned in the illustration 10. I am calculating that separately. For each value I need to calculate depreciation. For first value I am calculating 10%. I'll get an amount of rupees 200. As you can see, 10% is the depreciation rate. Then I need to calculate depreciation on 1600, but it is a new asset. I need to check the usage, how many days it is used. So 1600 into 10% and 50% I have taken. Why I have taken in the sense, here you can see furniture is purchased on 1/7/2014. So that is the reason it is used less than 180 days. From 1/7/2014 to 31/12/2014, if you calculate, it will come less than 180 days. If it is less than 180 days, we need to take half of the rate, that is 50% of it. I'll get 80. I'm taking 10% depreciation on the sale value, that is 1000 into 10%, I'll get 100. Totally, if I add 200 plus 80 minus 100, I'll get 180. Same signs I'm using. 200 plus 80 minus 100, I'll get 180 as depreciation. I'm deducting from the depreciable value. I'm getting the closing value of furniture as 2420. And also remember, I'm not taking 50% for sale of furniture, even though if it is 6 months usage. Why? In the sense, it is an asset may be purchased in many years back, and it may use more than 180 days. So usually for value, opening value and sale of any asset, we are not going to take the usage, because it will be usually more than 180 days. For the purchase of new asset, we are going to consider the usage, that is whether it is less than 180 days or more than 180 days. Let us take this closing balance on the branch account with the amount of rupees 2420. And then we have one more asset which is on the closing day, but we don't have any opening value for that, but we have closing value, that is bills receivable on 31/12/2014, that is the amount of rupees 2000. It is also an asset we are supposed to take on the closing day, that is 2000. Then apart from that, we don't have any closing assets, but we have one closing liability. As you can see, salary due on 31/12/2014, amount of rupees 400. So salary due is nothing but outstanding salary, that is outstanding expenditure. On the closing day we have 400. Next we are going to start with stock reserve. For that you need to check percentage. They have given 20% on sales. Take 20 divided by 100. So closing stock you need to take, that is 12,000 into 20 divided by 100, you will get 2,400. On the other side, you're going to take on opening stock on the amount of 15,000 into 20 divided by 100, you will get 3,000. On the goods sent to branch, also we're going to apply it, 79,000 into 20 divided by 100, you will get 15,800. The more amount will come on credit side, that is 1,30,310. Same total on the other side, we'll get a profit balance amount of rupees 14,510. Let us start with one more illustration. The Basha company has branches at several places. The following information related to Mangalore branch, which does not maintain its books of accounts for the year ended March 31st, 2014. We have opening balances. On that day we have stock and debtors. Then we have cash sales, credit sales, cash remitted to head office. Here in the illustration they have given directly what is the amount they are sending to head office, that is 1,12,500 is the amount they are sending directly to the head office. This we are supposed to calculate, even though if they have given cash sales and cash received from debtors. Next, furniture purchased by the branch. It is purchased by the branch itself, that is the reason head office is not going to send any money. This will not be recorded in our bank account. While calculating cash, it will be also considered. Goods invoiced to branch, that is nothing but goods sent to branch. Expenses paid by the head office. This is also an expenditure which is paid by the head office itself, that will be considered under bank account. Expenses paid by the branch. This expenditure which is not paid by the head office, and this we are not going to take under bank account. Cash sent to branch by the head office for the purchase of billing machine. They are purchasing one billing machine, that we are supposed to take under bank account, because it is also an expenditure and it is also paid by the head office itself. The furniture and the billing machine will be considered on the day of closing, that is on the closing asset. We need to take furniture value as well as billing machine value, because both are assets. Then we have closing balance on 31st March 2014 as stock and debtors. Then goods are always sent to branch at 125% at cost price. As they have directly mentioned 125%, we are supposed to take 25% extra, that is nothing but 25 divided by 125. Then all the branch expenses are paid by the head office, except the petty expenses are paid by the branch manager. Here the petty expenses are not paid by the head office. That is the reason we are supposed to calculate petty cash in separate working. Then prepare the Mangalore branch account in the books of head office for the year ending 31st March 2014. Let us start by preparing memorandum of debtors account. As we are having opening balance of debtors and closing balance of debtors, we supposed to prepare debtors account in order to find out how much the cash which is received from debtors. That we don't have in the illustration. That will be the missing information, even though it is not required to prepare under branch account, but it will be required to prepare or to find out the closing balance of cash. That is the reason we need to find out the cash received from debtors. First, let us see what items will come under debtors account. First, we have opening debtors that we can take. Then we have credit sales we can take. Apart from that, we don't have any other information except closing balance of debtors. Only three items will come under debtors account. So let us take these into debtors account and find out the cash received from debtors. So already I have entered the values also. Opening balance we have 10,500, credit sales we have 52,500, and then we have closing balance of 13,500. Only three items they have mentioned in the illustration. So apart from that, we didn't have any other informations. So all will be nil. Total will be more on debit side, and the same total will be on credit side. The missing information we required is cash received from debtors. That will be the amount of 49,500. Next, we need to prepare branch account in the name of Basha Company Head Office, Mangaluru branch account. Financial year we have 1/4/2013 to 31st March 2014. In the books of Basha Company Head Office, 1/4/2013 to 31st/3/2014, Mangaluru branch account for the year ending 31/3/2014. We are always supposed to start from debit side with opening assets. On the opening day, we have stock 18,750. Then we have our debtors with the amount of 10,500. Then we need to record with the opening liabilities, as we don't have any opening liabilities in the illustration. So opening liabilities will be nil. And then we need to record with the goods sent to branch on the debit side. So in the illustration, goods sent to branch, that is invoice to branch, with the amount of 1,36,500 is the goods which is sent by the head office to the branch. Next, we need to minus return. We don't have any returns in the illustration. That will be nil. Total will be 1,36,500. Then we need to record with the bank account. So as you can see, in the bank account, the expenditure which are sent by the head office, that is 12,300. In order to meet expenditure, head office sent 12,300. That will be recorded. Then we have a cash sent to branch by the head office for a purchase of billing machine. So that is the amount we are supposed to take, because it is the amount sent to branch to purchase billing machine. It is also sent by head office. Then we need to record a remittance amount, as they have already given directly. That we need to take 1,12,500. If they have not given directly, send it to head office, then we can take cash sales and cash received from debtors. Let us close the assets. Stock at branch. In the illustration, we have a closing stock value with the amount of rupees 22,500, which is on the closing day. Then we need to close the debtors, as we are having the debtors closing balance 13,500. That will be also taken. Then we need to close the cash, petty cash at branch. In the illustration, we don't have any opening balance of cash, closing balance of cash, but the branch required to find out the closing balance of cash, because they have done some expenditure in independent way. So that is the reason that cash should be found out by the branch and on the date of closing day. So in order to find out that, we need to see how much income they have generated. From that income, how much expenditure they have spent independently, that should be minus, and we'll get definitely with the closing balance of cash. Then you can see here, I have made a separate working note to find out closing balance of cash. Let us start by how much they have income generated in that year. Cash sales, they have a cash sales 81,000. Then we need to consider cash received from debtors. So cash received from debtors, we don't have that in the illustration, but we have calculated separately in the debtors account. 49,500 is the cash received from debtors, so that will be taken here. This cash we are supposed to add. If we are adding that with cash sales, we are going to get a total amount. 1,30,500. From that we need to take out the amount which is sent it to head office. Whatever the amount we have sent it to head office, that will be deducted. The branch has sent money to head office 1,12,500, that we are supposed to deduct. After deducting, the branch will have a cash balance of 18,000. So from that 18,000 we need to deduct the expenditure which will be done by the branch. For that the head office is not going to send money. Furniture purchased by branch, that is one expenditure, and also expenses paid by the branch, that is also one more. For these two the head office is not sending money. That is the reason they need to deduct that from the total income what they have. So they had a cash balance of 18,000. From that we are deducting furniture 9,000, expenses 900. We'll get a closing balance of 8,100 at the year end. So that we are supposed to take as closing balance at branch as a petty cash, 8,100. Then we have two assets which have opened or which have purchased during the year, that we are supposed to close. So in the illustration we have one asset, that is furniture purchased by the branch 9,000. Then we have one more asset in the illustration, that is cash sent to the branch by the head office for to purchase billing machine. So billing machine is also an asset, amount of rupees 9,750. Apart from that we don't have any opening balance of assets in the illustration, and also closing liabilities will be nil. Then we need to take stock reserve account. For that we need to check the percentage. We have 125%. You can take that as 25 divided by 125. On the debit side you need to take on closing stock. You will get amount of 4,500. On the credit side you need to take on opening stock. You will get an amount of rupees 3,750. And then you need to calculate that on goods sent to branch also, which is the amount on 1,36,500. We will get amount of rupees 27,300. The more total you will get on credit side, 2,06,400. Same total on the debit side. I will get a profit balance with the amount of rupees 14,100. I hope you guys have understood these two illustrations. I'm giving three more illustrations to solve by yourself. So this is one illustration you're supposed to solve. In this we have creditors also. Consider the creditors as liability. Amount paid to creditors we have, that you are supposed to deduct from the collections what they have made. That also they have mentioned in the illustration. And then in this illustration they have not given petty cash opening balance. You need to find out that when we don't have petty cash of closing balance, we used to take the opening balance, then we used to add cash sent by the head office, then we need to minus the branch which have met with the cash expenses, then we'll get the closing balance. In the same manner you need to do in a reverse order to find out opening balance of cash, and then you'll get the answer. The third illustration which I have given, this is the question which is asked in 2019 for 14 marks. Please solve it, and if you are having any doubts please mention in the comment section, and thank you for watching.